All right, today we're jumping right into the Bhagavad Gita. And really, at its core, it's this incredible conversation, a talk about consciousness between the divine Krishna, with that peacock feather and that knowing smile, and the warrior Arjuna, who is just completely stuck, totally frozen by this crisis of purpose. And the wild thing is, this conversation is thousands of years old, but it feels like it could have been written for us, right now.
So here's the journey we're going to take. First, we'll look at Arjuna's problem, and you'll see it's probably your problem too. Then we'll get to the Gita's huge revelation. From there, we'll check out two paths for living this truth, one through selfless action, the other through absolute devotion. And it all builds up to this one final, super powerful instruction: surrender.
All right, let's start where the Gita starts, on the battlefield. You've got Arjuna, this legendary hero, facing a choice that feels absolutely impossible, and he just freezes. This whole dramatic scene is really a way to talk about something that's inside all of us, that inner conflict that really is the source of all our pain.
So the Gita just throws this massive question at us right from the get-go. What if? What if all our struggles, all our anxiety and confusion and pain, what if it all comes from just one single thing? And Arjuna, totally paralyzed by despair, he's basically us. He's the perfect stand-in for anyone who's ever felt completely lost.
And Krishna's answer? It's so simple, it's almost a shock. He says the problem isn't your situation. It's not your enemies, it's not bad luck. No, the only problem is wrong thinking. That's it. All that chaos and turmoil, it starts and it ends right between your ears.
And that's exactly why Arjuna feels so real to us, right? He's not just some character from an old story, he is the human mind. He's our mind, conflicted, totally wrapped up in how things will turn out, and just lost in a fog that it created for itself. So his crisis? Yeah, that's our crisis.
Okay, so if the big problem is just wrong thinking, well, then the solution has to be right thinking, right? And this is where we get to the Gita's great revelation. It's this total shift in how we see ourselves and understanding what we truly are.
This path has a name in the Gita. It's called Sankhya Yoga, which basically means the yoga of knowledge. And the core idea here is that getting the right kind of knowledge, seeing things as they actually are, well, that's not just some philosophical game. The Gita says this is it. This is the ultimate solution to all of our problems.
And this is where Krishna delivers the biggest bombshell of all, and he does it with the classic, gentle smile. He looks at Arjuna, who's a complete mess, and he's really looking at us too. And he says, look, your true self, it's not this fragile body. It's not this personality that changes all the time. He says, in your essence, you are immortal. You are God.
So our job then is to really learn the difference between these two identities we all have. You've got the ego, that little me that's always feeling separate and kind of small and, frankly, pretty scared. And then there's this other thing, this vast, totally calm higher consciousness that is what we really are. The whole spiritual journey, according to the Gita, is just learning to let go of that first one so you can live from the second.
I mean, that's a pretty mind-bending idea, isn't it? So the big question is, how do you actually live like that? How do you go to your job, pay your bills, sit in traffic, all while holding on to this idea that you're this divine, higher consciousness? Well, Krishna's first path is all about how you act in the world.
And this is what's called karma yoga, the yoga of selfless action. Now, this isn't about becoming lazy or doing less. It's about acting in a totally different way. So rule number 1, act, but don't get hung up on the results. Just do the work because the work needs to be done. Rule 2, understand that being selfless is the only real way to make progress. And finally, number 3, start seeing every single thing you do, your job, making dinner, whatever, as an offering, like an act of prayer.
And this leads to this really beautiful kind of paradoxical idea, the beauty of purposelessness. Now, that doesn't mean your life has no purpose, not at all. It means finding the freedom that comes when you stop constantly, anxiously chasing a specific result. The real joy isn't waiting for you at the finish line. The joy is the running itself. It's in the action.
But maybe the path of action isn't your primary way. That's okay, because Krishna offers another, equally powerful path. This one shifts the focus away from what you do with your hands and puts it squarely on your heart. This is the path of absolute devotion, and it's all about the power of love and focus. This is called Bhakti Yoga, and it's built on this one simple but totally profound idea. Love isn't just something you feel sometimes. It is your life. It is the very stuff you're made of. So the whole practice of Bhakti Yoga is just choosing where you aim all of that incredible energy. So Krishna lays out a very clear 3-step practice for Arjuna. Step 1, fix your mind on me. That means just constantly, gently bringing your thoughts back to the divine. Step 2, live in me always. Try to feel that divine presence with you in every single moment. And step 3, work for me. Turn every single thing you do into an offering. It's basically a blueprint for how to just immerse yourself completely in love.
So we've got the path of knowledge, the path of action, and the path of devotion. And now, Krishna brings them all together. He offers one final, ultimate instruction that sits on top of everything else. This is the peak of the mountain. It's the great letting go. After all this deep, profound philosophy, the very last piece of advice is the simplest one. And yet, somehow, it's also the hardest. Krishna says, drop everything. Drop the philosophies, drop the techniques, drop the struggle and the trying so hard. Just let it all go. Simply surrender. And this comes with a divine promise. See, this isn't the kind of surrender where you've given up or been defeated. No, this is the surrender of complete and total trust. It's when you finally realize that the little struggling ego, it just can't fix itself. And by letting go, by entrusting yourself to that higher consciousness, Krishna promises, I will liberate you. That's the deal. So this whole journey leaves us with this one final, really profound question to chew on. We spend our entire lives building up, defending, and polishing this little thing we call me, our ego. But the Gita asks, what happens when that finally dissolves? When the ego just melts away? What's left? And the answer the Gita gives is, well, what's left is everything. Just pure existence, boundless, eternal, and completely, utterly free.